I'm Charles Osgood, and this is Sunday Morning. We learned more this past week about one type of weapon in the U.S. arsenal than we've learned in more than 11 years of American combat overseas. We found out about the administration's legal justifications for the use of drones, that catch-all term for an expanding family of unmanned flying military hardware. The week's revelations further fueled the public debate about the propriety of drone strikes against human targets. As we'll hear this morning, beginning with Martha Teichner's report in our Sunday morning cover story.
So you think you know what a drone is, one of those unmanned aircraft that takes out terrorists. Well, think again. This is a drone, too. Tell me what that is.
This is the Cube system.
So is this.
Powered up?
And would you believe a hummingbird drone? Ahead this Sunday morning, technology both tantalizing and troubling.
The Grammy Awards are tonight here on CBS, and among the nominees, you can find the name John Mayer. After a period on the performance sidelines, Mayer is preparing to move back into the spotlight, as we'll be hearing from Anthony Mason.
Why did you come out here?
For nearly 2 years, singer John Mayer has been quietly recuperating from vocal problems and from self-inflicted publicity wounds.
I was just a jerk, you know?
Most of all, what's changed?
It's very liberating when you finally realize that it's impossible to make everyone like you.
Ahead on Sunday morning,
I'm going to sing some songs for you for the first time in a while.
After 2 years of near silence, John Mayer is ready to sing again.
You just have to wait a few more seconds.
We'll be hearing the familiar call for the envelope, please, at the Academy Awards just 2 weeks from tonight. And a harrowing portrayal by Naomi Watts is very much in contention. She talks about it all this morning with our Lee Cowan.
Among this year's Oscar-nominated performances, this is one of the more uncomfortable ones to watch. Naomi Watts plays a wife and mother swept away by a massive tsunami. A true story.
They heard the noise. They saw the rumblings, things, you know, birds flying off. She said, okay, this is death.
You'll meet Naomi Watts and the survivor she plays later on Sunday morning.
With Valentine's Day just 4 days away, some women who are walking tall may be feeling mighty low. Mo Rocca has been hearing them out.
When it comes to dating, tall women don't always have it so easy. Sure, they could date shorter men, but
it looks unnatural to me, I think.
It looks like what?
It looks like he's at my chest.
And it makes you feel like you're not his girlfriend, but you're his
mother.
Ahead on Sunday morning, tall girls, the long and the short of it.
Faith Saley finds fault with the Lovelock craze. Holly Williams has remarkable pictures of a religious pilgrimage in India. Steve Hartman meets a mailman who is first class, and more. We begin with the headlines for this Sunday morning, the 10th of February, 2013. The massive snowstorm that swept across the Northeast is gone, but not forgotten. Tens of thousands are digging out and remain without electricity. Terrell Brown is in Boston.
The blizzard that slammed the Northeast closed roadways, grounded flights, and cut power to more than 600,000 homes and businesses. Nearly the entire city of Quincy, Massachusetts, population 92,000, was left in the dark. Nancy Reed is president of National Grid Massachusetts. When is the power coming back?
Well, this is going to be a multi-day event. You know, it could be Monday, it could be Tuesday. People need to brace themselves, and they need to find shelter if they're cold.
The storm hit Hamden, Connecticut the hardest, with 40 inches of snow. Portland, Maine, 31.9 inches, breaking a record set in 1979. And suburbs of Boston and New York recorded around 2 feet. On Long Island, the quickly accumulating snow trapped drivers in their cars overnight, and some parts of the Long Island Expressway are still closed. But New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg says his city was spared.
We've gotten through this. Looks like we've dodged a bullet.
Relief may be temporary. Forecasters say another storm is headed this way later this week. Today, some planes will start taking off and landing at Boston's Logan Airport, and Amtrak will resume limited service in parts of the Northeast. For Sunday Morning, I'm Terrell Brown in Boston.
In the San Bernardino Mountains, the manhunt continues for Christopher Dorner, the former Los Angeles police officer wanted in connection with 3 killings. Officials now say they discovered weapons in Dorner's burned-out pickup truck, which was found Thursday near Big Bear Lake. And Los Angeles police have announced they will reopen the disciplinary proceedings from 2007 that led to Dorner's firing. Violence has marked the start of Mardi Gras week in New Orleans. Last night, 4 people were shot in a crowd gathered on Bourbon Street. The victims included 2 women and 2 men. Most seriously injured is listed in critical condition. Police have made no arrests. Hundreds of mourners, including First Lady Michelle Obama, attended the funeral for 15-year-old Hydea Pendleton in Chicago yesterday. Pendleton was shot and killed late last month, just days after she participated in President Obama's inauguration ceremonies. Former Vice President Dick Cheney appears to have a dim view of the White House's new national security team. In a speech before Republicans in Wyoming last night, Mr. Cheney charged that President Obama is putting the nation at risk by appointing unqualified nominees. Cheney said the White House is relying on too many, in his words, second-rate people. The Associated Press reports that the board of American Airlines' parent company is meeting tomorrow to decide whether to merge with U.S. Airways. A merger would create one of the world's largest airlines. Today is New Year's Day in China. Fireworks lit up the sky in Beijing overnight, and singer Celine Dion performed to mark the start of the Year of the Snake. Now today's weather. Sunny and milder along the east and west coast, but it will be a stormy day for most of the country. In the week to come, those storms will bring rain and possibly more snow as they move across the nation. Keep those shovels handy. Next, the fight over drones.
I'm a good man with a good heart. Had a tough
And later, Grammy Award-winning singer John Mayer.
finally learned to let it go.